How's it going, everybody? I'm back after a 2-day break. I hope you all had a great Christmas. As I mentioned in my last video, I'll be doubling up my reviews for What If because they come out every day. And today, we are starting off with a Christmas themed episode. So, What If Season 2, Episode 3 is called What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas? As far as I can tell, this episode would take place sometime after Iron Man 3, but before Age of Ultron due to the absence of Vision, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, and the existence of the Iron Legion, as well as Iron Man's Mark 43 armor. Now, in this universe, Justin Hammer escapes prison, hires some Russian mercenaries, and breaks into Stark Tower on Christmas Eve with the goal of stealing a sample of Hulk's blood. This episode is an obvious homage to Die Hard. During the break in, Happy Hogan, Darcy from the Thor films, and Maria Hill are planning the Avengers Christmas theme party. And Happy Hogan ends up having to fight off Justin Hammer and his goons, while Maria Hill is incapacitated and Darcy attempts to reboot the Jarvis AI. They don't explain why Tony Stark has a sample of Hulk blood in his lab, nor do they explain how someone like Justin Hammer, who's in prison, can find out about the sample of Hulk blood. But all the Avengers are conveniently out or have not yet arrived at the party. Happy Hogan ends up accidentally injecting himself with the Hulk blood and turns into a purple, grotesque looking creature, though he does maintain his intelligence. Using his new powers, he fights off the mercenaries and also fights Justin Hammer in the Hulkbuster armor. Right before he defeats Hammer, the Avengers arrive. They start fighting Happy, only to find out that it's him, and, Christmas is basically saved. Except that there's no guarantee that Happy will be transformed back into a human form. Also, Thor missed out not only on the action, but also on the Christmas party. I thought this episode was definitely more entertaining than the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I would also rate it above the first episode of Season 2, What If Nebula Joined the Nova Corps. It was a good episode, nice little pre-Christmas entertainment. Obviously, it would have been nice to put this video out on Christmas Eve, but I was busy that day, and obviously I couldn't have recorded the video ahead of time. Now, episode 4 is a bit half-baked, but also entertaining in its own way. It's called What If Iron Man Crashed into the Grandmaster? So towards the end of the Avengers film, we saw that Tony Stark flies a nuke up into space into the Chitauri fleet and makes it back through the portal before it closes. Well, in this universe, he doesn't make it back. Instead, he hits the portal right at the moment it's about to close, and it somehow warps time and space and sends him to Sakaar in a similar way to how the Bifrost sent Thor and Loki to Sakaar in Thor Ragnarok. Now, when Tony arrives in Sakaar, he's threatened into staying as a quote-unquote guest of the Grandmaster. It's there that he learns that he's famous because people there already know about his defeat of Thanos' Chitauri army, but also he sees the gladiatorial games, which in this universe aren't the gladiatorial arena fights from Thor Ragnarok, but instead it's more like death race with technologically advanced monster trucks. So Iron Man joins the race, challenging the Grandmaster, stating that if he wins, then he gets to rule Sakaar. He gains 2 allies in the form of Valkyrie and Korg, who are also racers, and attempts to woo Gamora to his side. Now, it's not explained how Gamora arrived on Sakaar. She wants revenge for Thanos due to what Tony did with the Chitauri army, so perhaps Thanos sent Gamora to Sakaar after Tony had arrived there, I guess. The people of Sakaar seem to know who Thanos is, which is interesting given how far Sakaar seemed to have been from everything else in the universe. It's also odd that they would use this reasoning because in the main Marvel universe, there's no sign that Thanos sought revenge for the Battle of New York. But either way, Tony Stark does end up winning the race. He had built himself a suit of armor that is reminiscent of the Hulkbuster, but actually turns into a race car, which is really cool. He beats the Grandmaster in the race, and the Grandmaster ends up getting dissolved by the melty stick, which I believe is the technical scientific term. Afterwards, Tony convinces Gamora to join his side, and when she pretends to take him back to Thanos to get killed, she betrays her father and kills Thanos with said melty stick. Now, while this seems like a story about Tony Stark, in reality, this was the origin for the Gamora with the armor that you see in the finale of What If Season 1. However, I feel like it's not in-depth enough to explain how Gamora ended up with the group that she ended up with. She's wearing some variant of Thanos' armor and using his sword, but we don't know what happened to Tony Stark in that universe. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of substance to episode 4, but it was a lot of fun to watch. I'd say it's equally, if not more, entertaining than Happy Hogan saving Christmas. So yeah, this is a short video for 2 episodes, but they didn't have a whole lot going on. There was no multiversal stakes or anything like that. I think my individual reviews are going to be kept short and sweet, and then when I review the finale, I'll give my overall thoughts on the show and how I think it affects or doesn't affect Marvel's current reputation, which isn't great to say the least. But let me know what you guys think about Marvel's What If Season 2 in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you would hit that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so that you never miss out on a new video. Thanks for watching.